Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive fan theory that's shaking up Port Charles. Could Jason Morgan actually be Scout Kane's biological father instead of Drew Kane? Buckle up, soap fans, because this wild speculation dives deep into the tangled web of identities, deceptions, and dramatic twists that only General Hospital can deliver. Let's unpack this step by step, exploring the history, the logic, and the potential fallout that could redefine family ties in ways we've never seen before. It all starts with the chaotic backstory that has kept viewers on the edge of their seats for years. Remember when Sam McCall first crossed paths with the man she thought was her long-lost love, Jason Morgan? At that time, this mysterious figure wasn't just any stranger, carried Jason's exact DNA profile and a full set of his implanted memories, courtesy of some shadowy scientific meddling that still gives us chills. Sam, heartbroken and searching for closure after Jason's presumed death, allowed herself to fall head over heels, convinced this was her soulmate reborn. But oh, the irony! This imposter was none other than Jason's identical twin brother, Drew Kane, separated at birth from their mother, Susan Moore. In a classic soap opera tale of hidden pregnancies and family secrets, Susan, a woman whose life was a whirlwind of scandals and betrayals, gave birth to these twins under circumstances shrouded in Mr. Irmer's even whisper of involvement from shady figures like Heather Weber, adding layers of intrigue that fans love to dissect. Sam's emotions were genuine, but they were built on a foundation of lies, making every moment of their romance feel like a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Fast forward to the pivotal moment when Sam discovered she was pregnant with Scout. In her mind, and in the eyes of everyone around her, the father was undoubtedly Jason after all. That's who Drew believed he was too, thanks to those fabricated memories that blurred the lines between reality and illusion. The birth of little Scout was a beacon of hope amid the turmoil, a tiny miracle that symbolized renewal for Sam and her supposed Jason. But then came the bombshell revelation that rocked Port Charles to its core. The real Jason Morgan resurfaced, alive and kicking, emerging from years of captivity and identity theft. Suddenly, Drew had to reclaim his true self, stepping out of Jason's shadow and into his own complicated history as a Navy SEAL, with a past full of heroic exploits and hidden pains. Despite this seismic shift, the paternity of Scout remained tied to Drew, as biology and the law dictated. Yet, in those early days, Drew embodied the ideal father figure, reckoned, protective, and devoted, making the transition seem almost seamless. Little did we know, darker forces were brewing beneath the surface, setting the stage for the fan theory that's now gaining traction. Here's where things get truly mind-bending. GH enthusiasts, a vocal contingent of fans, is pushing the envelope with a theory that's equal parts genius and outrageous. Jason, not Drew, should be recognized as Scout's true father. This isn't just idle chatter. It's rooted in the show's penchant for bending reality through what we affectionately call soap logic. Technically speaking, Scout's DNA links her to Drew. But let's not forget that Drew and Jason share identical genetic material, as twins down to the last chromosome. When Sam conceived Scout, every intimate moment was shared with the man who was, for all intents and purposes, Jason in body, mind, and spirit. Fans argue that this emotional and psychological truth overrides mere biology, especially in a town where resurrections, mind control, and evil twins are everyday occurrences. Imagine if the storyline delved into unexplored details, like perhaps a long-forgotten blood test from Susan Moore's era, that could retroactively prove Jason's deeper connection, or even a psychic vision from characters like Ava Jerome hinting at cosmic destiny. It's the kind of inventive plot device that General Hospital writers have used before, turning impossibilities into heartfelt resolutions that leave us cheering. Complicating matters further is Drew's alarming descent into villainy, which fans believe could tip the scales in Jason's favor. Once the epitome of a stand-up guy, Drew has morphed into a shadow of his former self, entangled in scandals that scream unfit parent. Picture this: his reckless body shots in public brawls, alienating Scout from her extended family through petty feuds, and whispers of deeper betrayals involving corporate espionage at Aurora Media that could endanger everyone around him. New details emerging in fan forums suggest Drew's actions might even tie back to unresolved trauma from his time as a prisoner of war, manifesting in explosive anger issues that make him a liability if the truth about his increasingly erratic behavior explodes, perhaps through a dramatic courtroom showdown or a leaked video of one of his outbursts. Charles' legal eagles could declare him unfit. Enter the formidable Diane Miller, the attorney who's never met a case she couldn't spin into gold. With her sharp wit and unyielding determination, Diane could craft an airtight argument, since Drew was operating under Jason's identity at the time of conception, and their DNA is indistinguishable. Jason deserves paternal rights. She'd pull in expert witnesses, maybe even a geneticist from the hospital staff, to testify that intent and belief matter more than cold facts in matters of the heart. In the real world, this would be laughed out of court faster than you can say paternity test. But this is Port Charles, where miracles happen daily. Think back to cases like the custody battles over Wiley, or the identity swaps with Peter August. Soap logic thrives on the improbable, turning what if into why not. If this theory plays out, the repercussions would be nothing short of euphoric for the residents of Port Charles. Envision the collective sigh of relief as Scout is whisked away from Drew's toxic influence and reunited with her half-brothers, Danny and Rocco, under Jason's watchful eye. Sam could finally find peace, rebuilding her life with the man she's always truly loved, while Drew faces the consequences of his downward spiral, perhaps a redemption arc that sees him seeking therapy or embarking on a soul-searching journey abroad. The entire town would buzz with joy, from the Quartermain mansion to the docks, as family bonds are restored in a grand, tear-jerking ceremony. New elements could be introduced, like Scout discovering a hidden talent for investigation that mirrors Jason's stoic prowess, or heartwarming scenes of her bonding with Jason over motorcycle rides, symbolizing a fresh start. It would right so many wrongs, healing the fractures caused by years of deception and bringing a sense of justice to the Morgan family saga. Next, we will learn about the intriguing buzz surrounding Laura Wright, and whether she's growing weary of Carly Corinthos' relentless drama in Port Charles. As one of daytime TV's most enduring stars, Laura has navigated countless twists and turns, but recent whispers suggest the endless turmoil might be wearing thin. Join us as we dive deeper into this speculation, exploring Carly's evolving role, fan frustrations, and what could lie ahead for this iconic character. Laura Wright's journey in the soap opera world spans decades, giving her a front-row seat to the highs and lows of fan adoration and criticism alike. From her early days on Guiding Light as Cassie Lane, to stepping into the fiery shoes of Carly on General Hospital in 2005, Laura has mastered the art of portraying complex women who stir the pot. Yet, even a veteran like her understands that popularity isn't guaranteed. Edgarly has often walked the line between beloved anti-heroine and outright villain, drawing cheers and jeers in equal measure. Inventive new angles reveal that Laura might be reflecting on how Carly's storylines have shifted over time, perhaps drawing from her own experiences as a mother and advocate in real life, where she champions causes like animal rights and mental health. Fans recall pivotal arcs, such as Carly's infamous feud with Nell Benson, where her scheming ways alienated viewers, or her heartfelt redemption during the battle for custody of Wiley, showcasing vulnerability that won hearts. These contrasts highlight Laura's skill in humanizing Carly, but they also underscore the toll of constantly defending a character who's perpetually in the crosshairs. With social media amplifying every opinion, Laura likely feels the weight of portraying someone who's not always the crowd pleaser, especially when online forums erupt with debates over Carly's moral compass. One of the biggest gripes echoing through the General Hospital fandom is Carly's omnipresence in nearly every major plot, often inserting herself where she arguably doesn't belong. It's as if the writers can't resist weaving her into the fabric of Port Charles chaos. From corporate intrigues at ELQ to romantic entanglements that ripple across families, this overexposure has sparked a wave of complaints, with viewers venting on platforms like Twitter and Reddit about how Carly's meddling overshadows other characters' development. Think of how her interference in Sonny's mob dealings or Nina's secrets has stolen the spotlight from emerging stars like Willow Tate, or even veterans like Alexis Davis, adding fresh details to this narrative. Imagine if behind-the-scenes rumors point to Laura subtly advocating for more balanced scripting during table reads, perhaps inspired by her own podcast discussions, where she emphasizes authentic storytelling. Fans theorize that this saturation stems from Carly's role as the show's emotional core, but it risks turning her into a caricature of constant conflict, diminishing the nuance Laura brings to the role. Detailed analysis of recent episodes shows Carly popping up in subplots involving the Quartermain's inheritance battles or even tangential mysteries, like the Hook Killer saga. fueling speculation that the creative team is relying too heavily on her to drive ratings, at the expense of ensemble depth. Lately, eagle-eyed observers have noted a stark transformation in Carly's demeanor, painting her as perpetually discontent and simmering with fury over Port Charles' endless upheavals. Gone are the days of her sassy, resilient charm. Instead, we've seen a barrage of outbursts, from heated confrontations with rivals like Nina Reeves to brooding over betrayals that leave her isolated and embittered. This shift could be wearing on Laura, who has publicly shared her love for multifaceted roles that allow for growth. Perhaps she's yearning to explore Carly's lighter, more introspective side, drawing from real-life inspirations like her fitness routines that promote inner peace. Inventing new elements. Picture a hypothetical storyline where Carly embarks on a self-discovery retreat, influenced by Laura's own wellness advocacy, allowing for scenes of quiet reflection amid the storm. The constant anger not only exhausts the character, but might mirror broader fan fatigue, as surveys in soap opera communities reveal a desire for Carly to reclaim her witty, entrepreneurial spirit from earlier seasons. Like when she launched Deception Cosmetics with flair and fun, the powder keg is set to ignite with the looming revelation about Jocelyn Jack's clandestine ties to the World Security Bureau, a plot twist that's bound to unleash Carly's legendary wrath in spectacular fashion. Jocelyn's secret involvement, perhaps entangled in espionage that endangers the entire family, will undoubtedly push Carly to her breaking point, leading to explosive confrontations that could rival her past blow-ups, like the iconic hotel room showdown with Brenda Barrett. Detailed breakdowns of teaser clips suggest Carly's rage will manifest in high-stakes scenes, storming into WSB offices or clashing with agents, amplifying the drama tenfold. But does Laura truly crave more of this intensity for her alter ego? Speculation leans toward no, as insiders hint she prefers arcs that showcase Carly's maternal protectiveness, with warmth rather than unbridled fury. Think of tender moments, mentoring Jocelyn through college woes, infused with Laura's real-world insights on parenting teens. Fans agree it's high time for a softer Carly to emerge, perhaps through therapy sessions with Kevin Collins or reconciliations that highlight her growth, countering the anger with empathy and rebuilding viewer connections. Ultimately, the future trajectory for Carly in the bustling world of Port Charles hangs in the balance, with endless possibilities that could either deepen her rut or spark a refreshing evolution. Will the writers heed the calls for change, introducing plotlines that let Carly pursue new ventures, like expanding her business empire or forging unlikely alliances? Or will the cycle of conflict continue, testing Laura's endurance? Inventive predictions include a crossover event, where Carly teams up with characters from sister soaps, adding layers of excitement, or a health scare that forces vulnerability, allowing Laura to deliver Emmy-worthy performances. One thing's certain, General Hospital thrives on unpredictability, and devotees must stay glued to their screens to witness the unfolding saga. For the latest scoops, keep tuning in daily. Who knows what surprises await? What are your takes on Laura Wright's potential frustrations and Carly's path forward? Next, we will learn about the jaw-dropping return of Ryan Paevey to the show after a 7-year absence, complete with a game-changing twist that's set to unleash chaos across Port Charles. Soap opera enthusiasts, if you've been clamoring for more drama, your wishes are about to be granted in the most unexpected way. Hold onto your seats as we dissect this electrifying development, from the confirmed details to the wild speculations that could reshape beloved storylines forever. The excitement is palpable as Ryan Paevey, the heartthrob who captured our hearts as Detective Nathan West, makes his triumphant comeback to General Hospital. But don't expect a simple revival of the past. After years of fan petitions, online campaigns, and heartfelt pleas on social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok, the actor is stepping back into the spotlight with a role that's anything but familiar. According to exclusive reports from Deadline, Paevey is scheduled to start filming during the week of August 18, 2025, with his on-screen debut slated for September, promising a fresh wave of intrigue. This isn't just a nostalgic nod, it's a calculated move by the show's creators to inject new energy, perhaps drawing from Paevey's real-life charisma that fans have missed in his Hallmark movies and modeling gigs. Imagine the buzz in the studios as crew members whisper about secretive script readings, where Paevey's rival sparks improvised moments that hint at explosive confrontation style. Like these add layers to the anticipation, making this return feel like a meticulously crafted event designed to boost ratings and reignite viewer passion. Let's set the record straight right away. Nathan West remains unequivocally gone. His tragic end etched permanently into the annals of soap history. We all endured that gut-wrenching 2018 episode where Nathan heroically shielded his expectant wife, Maxie Jones, only to succumb to a fatal gunshot wound inflicted by his deranged father, Caesar Faison, in a showdown that still haunts our rewatches. There was no room for doubt, no cryptic escapes or miraculous recovery as his doctor. Griffin Monroe exhausted every medical option in that sterile hospital room, with Nathan whispering his final, tearful declarations of eternal love to Maxie before slipping away. For those unforgettable 5 seasons, Paevey infused Nathan with an unshakable sense of justice, positioning him as the ethical beacon amid Port Charles' underbelly of crime lords and con artists. New inventive twists could explore untold flashbacks, perhaps revealing Nathan's hidden journal entries discovered posthumously, detailing his undercover operations against Faison's empire, adding emotional depth to why his loss lingers so profoundly in the town's collective memory. At the core of Nathan's legacy was his whirlwind romance with Maxie, affectionately known as Naxie among the die-hard fanbase, a pairing that epitomized the perfect blend of fiery passion, tangled complications, and heartbreaking sacrifice. Their journey from flirtatious banter at Crimson Magazine to vows exchanged amid Faison's threats created iconic moments, like their wedding disrupted by family secrets or tender scenes planning their future. Tragically, Nathan never held his son, James West, who entered the world months after his father's demise, leaving Maxie to navigate single motherhood with a void that no amount of time could fill. Expanding on this, picture emerging plot threads where James, now a curious child, stumbles upon old photos of Nathan, sparking innocent questions that tug at Maxie's heartstrings. Moments like these could heighten the stakes, reminding us how Naxie set the gold standard for soap couples, influencing newer pairings like Chase and Brooke Lynn's budding relationship. This resurgence isn't happening in a vacuum. The timing aligns suspiciously with behind-the-scenes maneuvers that scream intentional storytelling. Showrunner Frank Valentini himself initiated contact via a surprising text to Paevey, leading to brainstorming sessions where various narrative paths were weighed, ultimately settling on a robust arc guaranteed to stun audiences. Paevey has teased that the chosen direction is meaty and fan-focused, perhaps incorporating his own input and character depth drawn from his diverse acting experiences. Coinciding perfectly is Kirsten Storm's comeback as Maxie, fresh from her family's move to Tennessee, with her filming resumption sensing exactly with Paevey's a deliberate setup for raw, emotional clashes. Invent new dimensions here, such as Maxie receiving cryptic anonymous letters hinting at family secrets just before her return, building suspense that culminates in a face-to-face encounter loaded with confusion and unresolved grief, ensuring every scene crackles with intensity. The groundwork for this plot twist has been laid with surgical precision, reassembling Nathan's fractured family tree in ways that feel like destiny unfolding. Dr. Liesl Obrecht, Nathan's formidable mother, has clawed her way back into the forefront, embroiled in tense standoffs with Dante Falconeri over potential arrests tied to her checkered past. Then, in a shocker that defied expectations, Nathan's sister Dr. Britt Westburn resurfaced in July 2025, cheating death once more in true soap fashion. This strategic repositioning of the Obrecht clan complete, with their Faison connection signals bigger plans, as recent writer teases about the family's expansion promise unrelenting turmoil. Detailed expansions could include unearthed documents from Faison's hidden lair, revealing long-buried alliances that tie into current mysteries like the Pikeman security threats, positioning the family as central players in an overarching conspiracy that amplifies the drama. So, if Paevey isn't resurrecting Nathan, what role awaits him? The clues point overwhelmingly to a bombshell revelation, a concealed twin brother, another clandestine product of Faison's twisted legacy, unknown even to Liesl herself. This soap staple would deliver pure gold, introducing an enigmatic figure striding into Port Charles with Nathan's striking features, asserting his claim as James's uncle and upending lives in the process. Maxie would confront a mirror image of her lost love, navigating a minefield of attraction and aversion, while Liesl and Britt wrestle with welcoming a sibling who embodies their grief. Alternative ideas, such as a coincidental doppelganger or a villain's planted imposter, pale in comparison, especially given the orchestrated family comebacks we revive Liesl and Britt otherwise. Inventive additions might feature this twin's backstory as a rogue operative, with ties to international intrigue, perhaps crossing paths with Anna Devane's WSB world. enriching the narrative with global stakes and moral ambiguities. Beyond the fiction, Paevey's return resonates on a personal level, marking a poignant chapter in his life after stepping back in 2024 to support his mother through her lung cancer fight and prioritize his mental well-being amid personal trials, choosing General Hospital's launchpad of his stardom for. This revival feels like a full-circle triumph, blending professional resurgence with emotional healing. Fans might see subtle nods to this in the storyline, like his character dealing with themes of loss and recovery, mirroring Paevey's advocacy for mental health awareness through his jewelry line and public speaking. This authenticity adds heart to the spectacle, reminding us why Paevey's presence elevates every scene. What do you make of this epic twist, GH faithful? Will Paevey's new role as a potential twin shatter Port Charles? Or do you have your own theories? Spill your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and enable notifications for more sizzling updates. Stay dramatic, everyone.